This is the tribe base me and my tribe mates have been working on Lost Colony, and it's finally done. Hello there survivors, and welcome back to another video in ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're taking a look at the base me and my tribe made on Lost Colony on my community servers. If you don't know, I host free community servers. If you want all the information for those, check out the link in the description. Join my Discord and you'll find all the info there. For Lost Colony, we decided to go with a light versus dark theme. As you can see in the base, we have a bridge in the middle, which is also where our teleporter resides. And yeah, from there you can go two ways. You can go to the light side, which has Asian-inspired architecture with a pagoda for flyers, beautiful statues and greenery, and of course an amazing looking temple with breeding grounds, so that even the bigger tames like the Aureliacs and of course the Gigadesmodas can be bred in safety. But then the other side of the bridge takes a darker turn. That is our Gothic castle that is looking absolutely amazing, with layers bringing you all the way to the top, where we have our main crafting hall as well as all of our personal quarters, tribe tower, greenhouse, and just a bunch of space. So in today's video I'll take you on a tour through the entire base to give you some inspirations for your own building projects, and of course you can come and visit this base if you'd like to. Of course, I definitely did not build this by myself. The Gothic castle was mostly done by Mr. Wild Times. I did a little bit on there, but he did definitely most of the work. Then we have the bridge, which I started and we all worked on together to make all the sides represented on there. I built the pagoda on the other side, but then Mr. Chickenman himself, of course, did the main temple and breeding grounds, giving us plenty of space to use for our base. And of course, if you enjoy seeing these types of builds and you want to continue to see more, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds you'd like to see down in the comments below. So here we are in our base. As you can see, it's a beautiful dark and Gothic castle on one side and a very peaceful looking temple here on the other side. We have the bridge in the middle that splits it perfectly between light and dark, and our teleporter here is definitely representing that too. We used a bunch of custom cosmetics, mostly here the Golden Dynasty set, as well as the Chinese structure skins for this side of the build. And then we have well, CKF, which is in the skin. It's a proper build mod that we use for most of the castle. Of course, the Lost Colony skins, as well as Gothic props, sculpture catalog, crystal custom cosmetics, and the new Gothic Citadel skin is also being used. I think that covers most of it. I'm not actually sure where these laser grids are from. I think it's just called something like laser lights or something, but I'm not entirely sure. I did not use it, so I don't know for sure. But if you're in doubt for any of the cosmetics, join the Discord and you can always ask over there. So yeah, this is the place where people can teleport into our base. So you are right in the middle of the two sides, and yeah, you can explore from there. We have a pretty beautiful area, if I do say myself. We have lovely waterfalls and mountains around us, and of course the river and waterfall continuing down there. It is located right over here on the map, so it's pretty central, close to the city. Quite a good spot. There's always a defense outpost right down below as well. And yeah, let's explore a little bit. So we have our aviary pagoda over here that I built. Quite happy with the way that turned out. There's already a full build tutorial on the channel for this one if you'd like to build this one yourself. Especially those swinging lanterns, of course, really help a lot, and it has plenty of space inside for a bunch of flyers here. We have the other layers as well, with special spots here to park all these motors too, and of course some really epic views from our surroundings. These televators, by the way, are from Architect Structures Remastered, which is just a more convenient way, instead of having elevators or stairs or, you know, whatever. It's a lot faster this way. We have some beautiful statues out here as well. on this side, nice green, and of course a bunch of open space just if visitors need to park anywhere as well. We have plenty of that. Then we have the entrance to this beautiful temple that Chicken made, which is looking really cool. You can see all the gold in here, of course, hence Golden Dynasty, which is looking very, very awesome. And yeah, this can make a way in to the breeding area. You can see there's a lot of room here for breeding projects, so whenever we need to do any breeding here on Lost Colony, we will have the space, because as you can see, the Aureliax fits in easily. Well, the Reaper actually looks small in here, and I can tell you from personal experience that even the Gigadesmodus can easily be bred here without too many issues. So yeah, it's just a nice little square courtyard that we can use for all of our breeding projects. It's raised up from the ground, so it is pretty much safe from any threats that might spawn around our base, because I mean, Lost Colony is a pretty hostile map in general. And then I actually turned this room into where I have my tech sleeping pod, as well as the power here, with a very cool skin from the Chinese skin set, which is really nice for the generator. And yeah, for the rest it's still empty because we haven't actually moved in to do breeding yet. But yeah, well, actually no, I have. As you can see, I've got a little terminal here. We use Dino Depot, so that's why. But I cleared up the Gigadesmodus for this video because they are big. They do take up a lot of space, but they can easily fit inside. So yeah, you can definitely have a few on breeding in here. And then we have the final temple here at the end, looking amazing. We've got some nice greenery around the outside, looking very peaceful and very nice. I don't think there's any interior here. Oh, well, except there's a tree. Thought I got rid of all the trees beforehand. There we go. We'll teach that tree. But yeah, no interior yet. Also trying to, you know, make sure that we don't make the base too laggy and too crashy, because Chicken Man does play on Xbox. So yeah, we want to make sure that he can still load in base too. And at some point, you don't need too many interiors because we have a full functioning base on the other side. But it is still nice to have this amazing courtyard, and it does look really cool, especially with these epic landscapes all around us. Yeah, I think this looks very, very cool indeed. Then let's just cross the bridge to the Gothic castle side, to the darker side of this build, to explore all that has to offer. And you can already see the awesome views from this side. I especially like those pointy towers. Those are from the Gothic Citadel cosmetic that got released like recently. Really nice addition for your Gothic builds. Then of course we have a tribe tower over there with Castlecroft, which looks quite nice, and a bunch of cool statues all the way around. But yeah, mostly blending in CKF with some of the Lost Colony structures. I think that's definitely the way to go, blending it in. So it's kind of, we still embraced a little bit of the Gothic tech that the Lost Colony skins bring, but definitely also brought in a Gothic castle vibe with the rest of the build. So yeah, you can sometimes see some of these little scenes bringing in a little bit of the Gothic Lost Colony skins, the tech vibes, rather than just the castle vibes. But yeah, really cool courtyard in here. I used to do some breeding here before we had the other side completed. You can also hear a grinder. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, we have a nice little courtyard here with an entrance over here to this side, so we can leave our castle and go into adventure over there. We have another entrance right over here on the other side of the build as well, so that we can take off from here to go out and explore the world. But of course, the main thing is the castle. So it's quite big. Actually, it looks a lot bigger than it is, because as you can see, there's a cliff right here, which means that most of this castle is actually just the front of a castle, because, well, there is just a cliff inside and only the top bit is built on top of the cliff. We got a gloon out here for some reason, just hanging out. But yeah, we have a nice water tank here to grab yourself a drink. You've got the awesome view of the castle, and it feels really intimidating from down here, which I think is a really good thing. And we also have one of the banners waving down there. That's also from the Gothic Citadel. I don't think we added a bunch of those, but definitely really cool additions. Then it's quite a maze to get all the way up. We actually used some really cool effects that Wild made with the crystal custom cosmetics. You can see these kind of wavy red vibes. That's all done with those crystal skins. They have a bunch of cool effects, and one of them includes this wavy effect. So this is where our grinder is hidden, so we can throw down dinos here to get ourselves some kibble, nicely hidden inside of the castle itself, which, as I said, is mostly to hide away a cliff. You can see it a little bit in here, how little room is available here before the cliffside happens. We got a sheep hostage here, which is you know, being prepared for slaughter. And I guess, I don't know, we have some really cool lights coming in sometimes during the day, which is really nice to see. And then you can actually follow this path up all the way to the actual top part of the castle. There is some rooms here, but since again it's mostly the cliffside, there's actually not that much space inside here, so it's just a way to get up all the way to the top, which is where you will get to our crafting room. So you can instantly already see the grinder here, we have the forge over here, then we have the mega lab and the warbench here. The bigger structures are in this little hallway before we get into our main crafting hall, which looks quite nice. We added a skylight to get in some extra light in here. We have our blood forge. We actually have a bunch of space left over still here, but you can see the big windows bringing in the light. We can see the beautiful views here of the other side of our base. We have our tech wrap skinned with the Australia's custom cosmetics to get the cool eagle statue and the globe. We have our dedicated storage here inside the walls, which is really cool. Some statues from Castlecraft structure skins. We got more of our storage here, fridges and other storage, and our main crafting area right over here. So this is like the heart of the whole build, bringing basically everything together here. And then you can continue on to the top, or you can continue down into my room. And then we also have a televator here to very quickly get up to the roof. We actually have a little clock tower there in the middle, and we also have been using this for a little bit of breeding when we needed it. But yeah, we can also follow these hallways to my own room. So this is also why I'm carrying the tech spear, because sometimes in some of these rooms it can get a little bit dark, and the tech spear is actually a really nice way to give us some light and stay in character. So this is my room. Looks pretty evil with all the red lights, and as well as the coffin bed that is kind of set up as a display. I've got my cool cryo fridge skin with the Australia's cosmetics to get a little phoenix in my room, and of course a little pet display with my trusty gloon on there. Of course, can't miss out on those. And then I've got my Dino Depot storage. We have a fireplace here. We've got some cool statues from the Gothic Citadel cosmetic for some nice effects. And here you can see those red effects in front of the windows again, making those wavy lines, some really spooky vibes with that. So yeah, this is my little room. It's kind of like a little side building that I made. I'm quite happy with the way that this turned out. We got some cool statues on the top. Of course, a shark statue as well, too, so everyone exactly knows who lives here. But yeah, it's a nice little side building here for the main Gothic castle. And then I actually also have a little balcony here, of course, to look out over all of our base, and actually a little basement where I can park my flyer. And then this brings me back into my bedroom again. Now here on the outside, I actually also have a connection to the side entrance of the crafting hall, so that I can quickly get back to where everything happens in our base, and we can continue the tour of the rest of the castle, because, well, there's definitely loads more to be seen. So yeah, we have some really nice decorations on the inside, of course. Got some hidden pantries here, which is more storage for all of the things that we need to do what we do, play ARK. We've got a little gloon house here for a gloon that we rescued from an owner that wasn't really looking after it very well. So he's rescued, he's got his own little house, he's totally happy there. That's why he's looking into the corner, because actually I think he's literally still glooning things through the wall, because, well, this is the outside again, and I think he's sometimes just still fighting. Like, look at that, he's still doing it through the wall. He's keeping us safe. He's guarding the entrance. Then we have a second teleporter here, which also teleports you straight to the bridge if we need to take off. It's just to save some time to get around the base, honestly, which is very lazy, but also, you know, just convenient. Then we have more beautiful halls here in the castle with some art from the Gothic Citadel cosmetics. We got more statues as well. We got one of our other entrances here way at the back. And this is actually very convenient if you want to go to the city or to the aberrant crash site, which is right behind our base, and you still sometimes get zombies running into our base, which is quite annoying. But we should hopefully have covered everything now, that they don't just run into our house anymore. But yeah, we have, of course, on the other side a hall as well. We have more storage here with yeah, all of the loot that we find on missions neatly organized right there. But then, of course, we can also go up. I'm not sure where that statue went. That's weird. I'm pretty sure there used to be a statue there. How did that just disappear? I'm not sure. Anyway, we can take our way up, and then this room is really, really cool. This is probably the nicest looking room in the whole build. Got a beautiful kitchen here where we can prepare our meals. We have a beautiful table to celebrate with our tribe or maybe our allies, and then just some lovely decorations all around in this part of the castle, which has been amazingly decorated by Mr. Wild Times. And yeah, looks amazing. Some cozy corners to hang out in. Some really good feasts can be held here for sure. And then if we walk all the way over here, this also will lead you back out onto that roof. So yeah, this is again where we can park flyers, etc. We can do a little bit of breeding, but now also we have the main breeding area, so we don't really need it as much anymore. And yeah, just a nice access point here to the roof of the castle. Oh, this is just a wild drakeling just messing about here, I guess. And then we have the staircase going up, which leads to all of the bedrooms of everyone. So Wild is in here. It's got a lovely bedroom out there. Nice little details. It's got his pet display too. And of course, a very nice balcony here off to the side. Then we have another room here for Crimson. Looking nice as well. So yeah, this is basically so that all tribe members can have their own room. I think this one has not been claimed yet by the awkward looking bed in the corner there. And then I think this is another one which also has not really been claimed, or at least not decorated. No names. No names here. No one wanted the bedrooms. So we have spare bedrooms for the tribe mates that haven't claimed a room yet or haven't made their way over to Lost Colony yet. But yeah, that is pretty much the entire castle. Of course, we have many more little towers and details here on the top of the castle to give it a lot more details. But more importantly, we also have the greenhouse right here to the side, which of course also very useful, especially now that we have the tech crop plots for more efficiency. So you can see we have a bunch of them around this layer, and then we actually have another layer up here as well for even more plants to be grown to full effectiveness, of course. And yeah, it makes for a nice little greenhouse. I like the teleportation between the layers. I like the tech combined into the nice rustic design here, which is looking really, really cool. Tying it all together in the style of the rest of the base, which is definitely very nice for sure. But yeah, as you can see, that is our Gothic castle base, as well as a very peaceful Japanese temple here with a nice pagoda at the end. Yeah, I like it. It was a really fun project to have two styles combined in such a way, and I'm very happy and very proud of the result that we managed to get with our tribe. Yeah, I think they all did an amazing job at building this base, and it's been a really fun time here on Lost Colony, between building, doing the missions together, and yeah, having this to come home to. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate all the support, and of course feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.